is our workforce development and training panel. I'd like to introduce guest speaker here, James Rodriguez. He is the Assistant Secretary of the Veterans Employment and Training Services Program at the U.S. Department of Labor. And James, are you there? It's coming online. 1 second here. James, let us know when you can hear us. All right. James, good to go. Can you hear us?
I can. Hopefully you all can hear me.
Excellent. Yes. So the stage is yours here for the intro remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Dan. What I wanted to do is apologize, first of all, for not being able to attend in person. Like many of you all, my schedule is pretty complex these days with the current environment. But we do have our great Eric Asmussen representing DOL vets from Chicago, and he would do a great job in representing our agency. He's very, very familiar with everything we do, is well versed in all of our programs, and I'm glad he is still able to represent the agency. But what I wanted to do was talk about a couple of things that I think are relevant to the conversations you all are having there today. And I want to start that off with a quick overview of DOL vets, Veteran Employment Training Services, for some of the things that you all may not be aware of that our agency actually does, but in specific, a couple of programs that we know will be valuable to partnerships with the things you all are doing in advanced energy. So first of all, vets consist of over 2,800 federal and state staff, contractors, and grantees. And last year, our agency alone, with all of our support resources, touched approximately 331,000 veterans and military spouses across all of our agency programs. That's little known fact to a lot of folks who do not understand the scope of our work. In that process, we have four main lines of effort that we often refer to rather as our 4 Ps. And the first one being prepare, where we prepare all of our veterans, transition members, and military spouses for meaningful careers. We have approximately 400 contractors supporting this employment workshops, or the TAP workshops that you all are familiar with, at over 200 installations worldwide, where we're serving the approximate 200,000 service members that transition out of the military each year. Our second P is provide them with employment resources and expertise. And one of our flagship programs, many of you all are familiar with, is our Jobs for Veteran State Grants, where we fund approximately 1,500 veteran reps at American Job Centers nationally to include 1,000 disabled veteran outreach program specialists. To date, we have 162 grantees, also supporting our homeless veterans reintegration program, where our focus is employment and reemployment for veterans who may be experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless. And then third, protect their employment rights as National Guard or reservists who get called to active duty to do our nation's bidding at home or abroad. We protect their rights through our USERRA, United States Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. We do that all across the entire country. And then finally, the fourth P is promote their employment opportunities, where we have 6 regional veteran employment coordinators, all led by Eric, who's there with you all today, to help connect employers with federal, state, and other resources to help them find and hire veterans. And finally, we have our Hire Vets Medallion Award program that is the only federal program to recognize employers who hire, retain, and support our veterans. And the application for that will actually occur in January of 2023. So I encourage anyone that works with employers who are hiring veterans to apply for that award. Let me move over a little bit to talk about what is our priority. And one of those priorities is getting the military to civilian employment transition right. And that equates to working with partners like you all. We have some numerous initiatives that I think are relevant to this conversation, but I want to highlight a couple of them. And one of them is our Employment Navigator Partnership Pilot. This is our first program that provides one-on-one career assistance to interested transitioning service members and their spouses outside of the traditional TAP classroom. And we are currently at 20 military installations worldwide, to include Japan and Germany. Our employment navigators, they do a one-on-one assistance and counseling with our transition service members to identify employment opportunities through career exploration and connections to available resources all across the spectrum of the government and non-governmental partners. We also have our off-base transition training pilot that some of you may be familiar with. We're currently at 5 states, and our goal is to move to 20 states here over the next year or two. We're off to a good start in these 5 states. California, Pennsylvania, Texas, Massachusetts, and North Carolina are the states that we're currently working with. And to date, we've supported over 670 participants who've attended the training at each one of these states and military spouses. This is important because what it is, it's that next step of support for veterans who have been out of the military for a little while and maybe need some support in the reemerging into the employment market. So this helps all veterans. There's no requirements besides being a veteran that an individual can, or an individual needs to participate in this program. We understand how valuable this is, and it's been extremely valuable for those who may have lost a job due to the pandemic. One other program I want to highlight briefly is our transition employment assistance for military spouses and our wounded warrior and caregiver workshops that are occurring as well, because we know how valuable our military spouses and our caregivers are to the successful transition of veterans. Lastly, I want to speak a little bit about our apprenticeships and how it is important for us to have strong partners such as Department of Defense and other agencies that support the DoD SkillBridge program. Registered apprenticeships are an earn while you learn training model where apprentices can gain paid, relevant workplace experience, classroom instruction, and a portable, nationally recognized credential. The average salary for a registered apprenticeship graduate is $77,000, and 93% of apprentices who complete their program are retained by the employer. On average, apprentices graduates earn $300,000 more over their lifetime compared to similar peers who don't complete a program. A couple of our partners who you all are familiar with, DoD, as well as US MAP or United Services Military Apprenticeship Program, the largest single DOL registered apprenticeship with over 100,000 active apprentices. We're currently working with DOL Officers Apprenticeship as well as with DoD, as I mentioned before, to explore additional ways how we can have employers participate in both of these programs. So with that, what I want to do again is thank you all for allowing DOL vets to be part of this conversation and allowing us to look at new and innovative ways to find careers for our veterans who have transitioned out of the military or in the process of transitioning out. Please feel free to connect with us at any time. Eric is there representing the agency, as I mentioned, and we are more than happy to continue the conversation as the opportunity presents itself. So thank you all again for giving me a few minutes to speak, and I apologize again for not being there in person. Dan, back over to you.
James, thank you.